welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the video where I'm gonna be sharing the things that I'm going to be doing differently with the baby number 2. So if you're new here, then welcome. My name is Karyna. I am a full-time mom. I have a daughter who is 2 years old. Her name is Michaela, and I'm currently pregnant with a baby boy. And here on my channel, I share my motherhood journey, my pregnancy journey. I do baby food reviews, I do baby meal ideas, and many more motherhood and pregnancy topics. So if this sounds like something you'd like to watch, something you can get a value of, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon because I post every single Thursday, but sometimes I do bonus video here and there. So make sure to don't miss out on my new content going live. So I'm obviously filming this video before I have my second baby, but I will definitely do a video reacting to this video and tell you what actually happened. So the first thing, and there is no particular order to those things that I'm gonna be doing differently, I want to have no expectations going into this. No expectations about his sleep, no expectations about breastfeeding, no expectations even about labor. And I'm going to make a whole another video about this talking to you because I have a lot to share. I want to have a little girl talk with you girls, open up a little bit about what I've been feeling lately about birth and labor because it's coming soon. It's coming in about 3 months and this pregnancy just going so fast. So yes, no expectations about postpartum, my healing, no expectations about transitioning from 1 to 2 kids. It's just so different for everybody. And with Michaela, I was so much black and white, for example, about feeding her. And also I was scared about co-sleeping. And I did not know how to do it and how to do it safely, which now I definitely know because if you're new here, you don't know, but we co-slept, bed shared until recently. She was breastfed until 23 months of age. So now I feel like I'm a pro in bed sharing, and as long as you follow all the safety rules, it really made my life easier, which it was not walk in the park. It's still hard, but it was easier for me, and that's just what worked for our family. But again, if this boy decides to sleep in his crib, I'm gonna be just fine with it. So no expectations this time. The next thing, I want to really try and baby wear and feed in the carrier much more than I did the first time. And something tells me that now, having a toddler around, I will have to master baby wearing. I will have to find out how to feed in a sling. So I want to make sure I try to practice putting the carrier on, not the carrier, but the wrap before he comes, so I kind of get a hang of it. I want to practice swaddling before he comes because with Michaela, I never actually learned how to swaddle properly, so I don't know if she really liked it or hated it. I just didn't swaddle her. We had some of those like easy swaddlers, but I don't think it's the same as if you just swaddle your newborn with a blanket. So those two things I want to try to do differently. I want to have all the tools in my hands, the swaddling and the baby wearing. Another thing I want to do differently is make sure I get lots of rest and recover properly and try to lay down as much as possible. First time around, if you've been here for a while, you know that my baby went to NICU for 5 days and I was not able to just lay and soak all the newborn cuddles. Well, I kind of had the chance later, but I did not know how to breastfeed laying down, and I was sitting most of the time, and that is not good. You really need to lay down as much as possible so that all of your organs can go back on place and you can heal better. And I just want to make sure I rest more. I want to make sure I ask for help more this time, and now especially having a toddler around, I'm gonna need much more help. So I'm really promising myself that I'm gonna be more gentle. I'm sorry, it's my toddler, Michaela. So this time I want to make sure that I really take care of myself postpartum, and I also want to appreciate and love my body much more than last time. It was scary for me to see my postpartum body. I did not like how I looked, and I'm sure that was just baby blues in the first few weeks. But I'm hoping that this time around I will be able to treat it differently, to love it and appreciate it. I also want to get dressed more often, preferably every day, in loungewear I'm talking about, but don't stay in your pajamas. You know, I want to feel a little more structure to the day now that I also have a toddler. That will probably be more necessary to have a little bit of a routine, and hopefully this will help, because I was a mess first time, and probably, I don't know, is that the same for everybody? But I want to be feeling a little more put together and ready and looking better. Hopefully that will make me feel better about myself and my body too. Another thing, this time around I really want to try and don't gain extra 6-8 pounds. I'm not sure how many pounds I've gained in the first months. When I came back from hospital and NICU, I was almost in my pre-pregnancy weight. Crazy, right? And then with breastfeeding, I had such a huge appetite, huge. And I ate like crazy, like never in my life. I've gained a lot of weight just in that first month. So that made it harder for me to lose the baby weight. So this time around, I just want to try to restrict myself. But what's going to help me this time, I think, is quitting gluten as well as quitting dairy, just as the first time around. Again, if you've been here for a while, you know that I did an experiment and I quit dairy completely. I cut it out like 3 weeks before she came, and all the way until like maybe her 9 months, really closer to a year, I was dairy free. This time around, I do not want to do it such a long time, but in the beginning, for sure, at least dairy-free diet. But this time I want to add also gluten-free, because I think that gluten was making Michaela upset as well. And for the record, dairy, I'm not sure if it was getting her upset, but dairy is the biggest allergen, and I decided to just eliminate it right away. And again, if you've been here for a while, you know it helped me a lot. I will link my videos about that dairy-free experience, and also about our sad vitamin D experience, and how me being dairy-free helped us to identify what was causing blood in her stool. So those videos gonna be in the description below and up here. So the second time around, I want to go gluten-free and dairy-free. Dairy-free, like I said, because it's the first biggest allergen. Gluten is one of the biggest allergens too, and not being able to eat gluten will hopefully restrict me from eating lots of bread like I did first time around. And I also want to try and track my other allergens that I'm eating, like eggs and tomatoes sometimes can upset babies, and also soy and other things like that. There is actually like a list of 8 biggest allergens. I want to really be careful about what I'm eating, because again, the first time around I was so stressed, and everything that was happening, and NICU stay, and it was in a different city, by the way, I was not home. It was hard to keep track of what I'm eating. I was really eating not good in the first 5 days. We were staying in some guest house from the hospital, next to that hospital where my baby was in NICU. It was bad. So hoping that this experience will be smooth. I will have my baby on me right away, and he will stay with me, and everything will be different this time. But another thing that is connected to, you know, breastfeeding and diet and everything, I told you in one of my videos about how to don't get engorged when your milk comes, that I was restricting my liquid intake. And it kind of helped me, because I did not get engorged to the point where my baby couldn't latch. I was kind of engorged, but I did not get any lumps, any mastitis, of course, nothing like that. And then gradually it went away. But restricting my fluids was so hard, especially because I was not able to eat a good diet, and I would eat lots of like sugary foods or salty foods, and that would make me thirsty. And those 10 days that you're supposed to restrict your fluids to don't get engorged were so hard. So honestly, I did not decide yet, will I do it or not? But if I will, I definitely want to make sure I don't eat anything extra sweet or extra salty. But even thinking about that making me thirsty right now, to be honest. So the other way to do it, to don't get extremely engorged, is first of all, don't restrict your baby from feeding. Actually wake them up to feed more and more, to stimulate your milk, but also to empty your breast. But then also to do like massage of your breast, and I need to look into it because I do want to do something different this time, because that was hard. Next thing I'm going to be doing differently is also related to breastfeeding, and this time around I'm going to be introducing bottles and pacifiers. I have a whole video about pacifier and what I want to do this time, and why it was traumatic for me, and what I did with Michaela. I will have it linked up here. And this time I want to introduce bottles. I'm not gonna be scared, because now that I've breastfed for almost 2 years, I know that even if he will get nipple confused, I will be able to cut it and go back to just breastfeeding. I have it in me. I did it before. Michaela was introduced to the bottle before breast, and we had to gradually work our way back, and it was hard. So why I want to do that? Because the first time around I did not have any milk stash. My baby did not take to the bottle, and if I wanted to leave the house for myself, you know, for my sanity, or just go to the doctor, to the dentist, to my OB appointment, I would always have that thought that what if something happens, let's say even, you know, the doctor will take longer, or there will be a traffic, or my tire will break, or, you know, collision. What if I go to the hospital? All of those things, and I know this is probably postpartum anxiety, but all of those things were in my head when I would go myself somewhere. If something happens and I'm not there in like a couple of hours, what my baby is going to eat? Sometimes I would leave some milk if I knew I'm going for a long time, but if I was going for like 1 hour, I did not have any stash. I did not pump to store milk, and this time I'm going to build at least a little stash. I'm going to introduce bottle, and I'm just hoping that he will take to it, or maybe we'll find a different way to feed him besides breastfeeding. It can be like a spoon or a cup. Michaela did not want anything because I think we weaned her off that, and then we tried to introduce it a little too late. So we'll see how that goes. Again, no expectations. Every baby is different. The same with pacifier. I will be using it whenever I really need it, and I will not be scared of it. And one more thing, it's little, but it's very important. I was leaking so much from my other breast when breastfeeding. I will definitely buy that milk catcher thing, and will be storing and catching that milk that leaks from the other side when you're feeding, because there was so much milk, that liquid gold, that went straight into my breast pads and into waste. And one more thing I want to be doing differently is filming more and documenting this journey for us and for you guys more, including the newborn days and introducing salads and my breastfeeding, dairy-free, gluten-free probably, diet, and all of those exciting videos and exciting memories that I want to make, even if I am in my pajamas, even if I have no makeup and my hair is maybe a little dirty and I'm sitting on my couch. I want to try and be filming and getting these videos out to you, so definitely stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like. This helps me tremendously, and subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and I want to wish you to have a smooth pregnancy, and I'll see you next week. Bye.